Hi everyone, my name is Owen Magab Inawo and welcome to HYVA. And one of the things I do on my blog is I go out there looking for successful entrepreneurs to come on the show to share their stories, as well as the challenges they've had along the way and how they were able to overcome such challenges and how they got to where they are right now, being so successful. And today I'm excited because I have Valerie Grandery from Audacity.com on the show. And one of the things I want to learn from you, Valerie, today is your entire story. And we can share this with the community online here. And so go ahead, introduce yourself to my community.
Hey, thank you for having me. Bonjour everybody. I'm Valerie Grandury. I'm originally from France, and I now live in beautiful California. It's really, I love living here. It's just amazing. It's my inspiration every day.
Wow, I should have even asked you how to pronounce the name. I just felt pronounce it the way I saw it. It should be Grangeria. Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah. It's as good as it gets in English. In Grandury, but it's absolutely the way you said it is perfect.
Okay. And so let's get started. The whole. I looked at your website, and what you guys do is you provide, ladies with skincare products that are, organically made, so that they don't have any toxins, and as a result of making use of the product. But there had to be a story behind how you came about, creating Audacity. And so let's start from the very beginning.
Yeah. Well, I think, there's a saying that says necessity, the mother of all invention. Is that correct in English? Something like this. But for me, it was really the start of Audacity. For many years, I used to work in the film business. And in 2005, I had breast cancer. And until then, I never really realized how toxic our environment could be, and especially the personal care products we use every day. And when I was faced with this cancer, I decided that that if I really wanted to heal, I needed to really remove all the toxins from my environment. And it was from the air I breathe. That's when I moved to beautiful California. I live in an amazing canyon between LA and Malibu. It's just really beautiful. I also changed entirely my diet. I became a vegan. I eat mostly raw foods, and I took really a serious look at all the things that were around me and the ones that had serious toxins that I could avoid. And one of the first thing I realized was that the skincare I had been using for many years, and it was a very expensive brand, was filled with a preservative called paraben, which is actually directly linked to breast cancer.
Oh.
So that was kind of the starting point, and far from me was the idea to create a skincare company. I had been working in the film business for 20 years, but that event, that kind of health challenge that came into my life, made me think, okay, what do I want from life from now on? What do I need to do? And so I decided I was going to quit my job. I moved to California, and I was going to spend my time studying the healing power of plants and totally detoxifying my life so that I could allow my body to do what it does best, which is basically healing itself.
Definitely. And so I'm trying to figure out, you had the idea of because you had the breast cancer issue, you're trying to heal yourself by learning as much as possible. But I'm trying to figure out, where did you have that jump between the idea of trying to make it a personal thing of healing yourself to, there is possibly a demand for this knowledge and hopefully this product, maybe I should go ahead and create a company.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find.
So through my healing journey, I started making products for myself because I could not find anything. I went to Whole Foods and I looked at all the products that were out there. Some of them still had a lot of toxic ingredients in them, and I didn't want to even get near them. And then when I finally found something that felt like it was, pure enough for me, nobody could tell me when it had been manufactured. And for me, from learning, the power of natural ingredient, I know that the fresher they are, the better they are for you. It's very, very simple. It's very logical. It's just like if you eat a salad that has been freshly picked, it's absolutely filled with all its nutritional value. So since I couldn't find anything that I felt was good enough for me, I started making my own products. And it was an interesting adventure, because I think coming from the film business and having, shot films in the entire world, it's easy for me to scout for things. So I started scouting for ingredients like, fresh organic aloe vera juice, and then jojoba oil, and then I had seaweeds flown from Ireland. And I started to gather things, and my kitchen turned into this little laboratory. And I started making creme and potion, and I have super sensitive skin. So I'm the best tester, because if anything has just a little bit of bad stuff, and I will react to it. And the first thing that I noticed, that my skin was just getting so much better, so much healthier. And so I started giving it to my friends. And then through the same process, I also studied to become a health and wellness coach. Yeah. And so I started making my products for my clients. And then the word of mouth in LA started to grow very quickly. And I got to have a large private clientele here in LA. And actually a friend of mine, Romain, who is also French, came one weekend here, and he saw me doing all the, preparing all those little pot of creme for my friends. And he said, this is just amazing. You should really turn it into a company. And I
sorry to interrupt you, because right now I'm trying to get the feed from the Skype. The camera is not coming in clearly. Now it is coming clear. What did you do differently?
Nothing. It's the power of the internet.
That's technology. We work with what we have. So sorry, go ahead, continue the story. I want to make sure the feed was clear, but go ahead.
Did you hear everything I said? It was just...
I heard everything you said. The camera was just a little bit, not showing your face the way clearly. So I wanted to interrupt and get back to. But just go ahead. Sorry.
Okay. So anyway, so Romain said, you have something truly unique. You should turn it into a company. And I said, well, Romain, how do you sell something that is fresh in a store? Yeah. And he said, well, you actually sell it through the internet. You make it fresh from the lab to the customer's door. And I thought, wow, this is, that could work. But it was kind of super disruptive, because nobody does it. Nobody has, it's just really complicated to do. And I turned to Romain and I said, it sounds really, it sounds like a complication. Nobody did it. There must be a reason. And then he said, well, that's why it's such a great idea, is because nobody is doing it. And with your knowledge and your capacity of making it fresh, we can really start something really different. And
who was Romain? I was trying to figure out the context as to how he got this information about putting your business online in the first place.
Romain was, at the time, he was living in San Francisco. I've known him for years, and he had a consulting business. He was advising startup company.
Okay.
And it was interesting, because I said, well, should we do a business plan for Audacité, and, I'm ready to hire you. And he said, well, the thing is, by, selling freshly made skincare, there's no such thing as business plan, because nobody does it. So I don't have a model to refer to. Yeah. And I said, well, Romain, I'd love to do it, but part of my healing journey is not to, start another company and be on my own. So I really need to look for a partner. And that was where, you think the universe is pretty, is helping you sometimes. Romain said, well, I think it's such a great idea. If you're looking for a partner, I'd love to be your partner. And I said, wow, this is amazing. And I want to say also another thing about our meeting is that the name of the company Audacité came from what he told me. He said, Valerie, you just need the audacity to redefine skincare. And so Audacité is actually the French version of Audacity, but it's spelled with an O because it's organic, and it's the planet. It's an O to woman, and an A at the end because we're both French.
Wow, I like that. That's the reason I asked to kind of get more context of your relationship with your partner, because
Yeah.
it helps to make the story even clearer. And so now he has decided, and has told you that, okay, the best thing, because this model is not something that people are doing, organically made cosmetic product that is made, as I guess as soon as you order, it's made and it's shipped out to you, so it's fresh. And there wasn't a model at the time, so you guys were deciding to go ahead and just start it and see what happens. And in regards to putting the business on the internet, you now decided that you wanted to do that. So take us from that point. How did you not get to the point where you actually had people coming onto the website buying the products? There had to
Yeah.
be something you did in between.
Well, I mean, the first thing is that from, the time we made the decision to turn in a company and the time we can actually launch the product online, there's a lot of work. It's actually the hardest part was to find a lab that was, believed in our project enough to follow us. It's complicated to make, I mean, when you start to sell, more than your private clientele, and we actually today we ship to 22 countries. So
Wow.
so what we had to do is to find a lab that really believed in our project. We were self-funded, so not a lot of money. So we went and, spoke with a certain amount of labs that are the best in making organic products. Most skincare companies subcontract to a lab. It's because it's a process where you have to micro test everything and all the ingredients, so it's a long process. So you really need to have chemists and engineers that are here making sure that each ingredient that comes into the lab is tested and has the value. So there's a lot of science behind the project. So our first adventure was already to find the lab, and then scouting for each of the ingredients. Whenever we could, we bought ingredients that are called wildcrafted, because when products are wild, they are more potent than even if they're grown organically. And through this process was, building the website, and at the same time starting to talk about Audacité, and and try to get some editorial and some blogs, talking about us. The reality is that the first 2 months was very slow, very slow. That I was like, we launched the company, and especially me, I was like, okay, it's going to sell the first day. And the reality, no, we had to work really hard, and it was all about, getting people to know about us. So what we did is first we started with our network of friends, and we told them about Audacité. We sent free samples to anybody who wanted to try it, because skincare is kind of a strange world, because women have been so lied to when it comes to skincare. If you open a women's magazine, you'll see, get rid of your wrinkles in 30 seconds and do this and that. So it's all crap. And somehow we all hope to find the magic, creme, but the reality is that we know that whatever is advertised is crap. So for us, it was really about getting people to try our products, because once we try it, you will never go back to anything else. It's really different from any other thing you can put on your skin. So it was building up from the first network of friends, and then people that started hearing about us in the press or on blogs, and just going and going and going to a point where, for some reason, there is one moment that kind of creates a buzz about the products. One of the big thing, we launched in June '09.
Yeah.
And I can't remember exactly, but we had like an entire page in French Vogue. So
Wow.
that kind of triggered a lot of things for us. It was
How
a
did you
big.
land it though? Because I'm always intrigued by when people land such a exposure on big magazines like that. What happened? What led to that?
It's really interesting, because I think that journalists are looking for information that is newsworthy. So if you create a product that is so different than what exists on the market, our only challenge is to manage to reach them, right? Once they have the information, we know they're going to talk about us.
Yeah.
So both Romain and I, we decided that not to go with a publicist or a PR company because
Wow.
we tried for 2 months and we got absolutely no results. Um, we're both truly passionate about what we do. So Romain went to Paris to meet with all the French journalists. I went to New York to meet with as many, journalists in New York because all the editorial decisions are done in New York, not in Los Angeles. And
What you just said, sorry to cut you short, but what you said just, it made so much point because a lot of people probably are just sending emails, trying to make calls, but you guys went out there to personally meet with them. That's like doing what most people don't even do.
no, and it's really, I mean, it's really my advice, and I'm sure that, there are other things. It's really expensive to hire PR, especially if you're a self-started company. It's at least like, for a good PR, it's at least $4,000 a month, right?
Yeah.
So I said, okay, I mean, I'll go to New York. I stay at a friend's house. It just takes, it's just the price of a ticket. Not that I was successful with everybody, like at Elle, for example, in New York, they were like, I mean, so arrogant and just like, it was, and of course, you want to meet the beauty editor, but she doesn't have time. So you end up meeting with like the intern, who's here, and she was like, oh, I'm not interested, but what you say, it was all horrible. So you have to be ready to sit on your ego. And okay, they don't want to hear about me, but at the end, the New York Times did a whole thing on us, which was wonderful. So it's all about trying to meet people. I think if people get to meet you, and there's really a story behind behind Audacité and how I created it, and how I'm trying to raise awareness as much as I can, amongst women to at least, choose a product that has no fragrance, no preservative, and if possible is organic, because there's really, I mean, it's a subject we can go, but there's no regulation on skincare. So basically you can put almost anything you want in it. And some of those products are so toxic, it's just unbelievable.
And one of the things I try and do is when someone tells us something, we'll always try and dive into as much stories behind whatever concept you told me about. And you said I'm still really amazed by the fact that you guys went out there to meet the editors as well as the journalists. And is there anything that comes to mind in terms of any fun stories that in regards to that process that you want to share with us as to how you got it from past the gatekeepers all the way to the right person?
So it's the beauty of the internet. For us it was okay. Let's target the papers that we would like to have some editorial in, and then let's find the name of the beauty editor. For us it was the beauty editor, and then let's email them. And you can, most people like, Condé Nast, which is, a big group, will have a certain ways, like the name and last name at condenast.com or something like this. So you just you have to figure out their email. And then for me, in the email, my subject was always meeting you while in New York, because I think that if you do the effort to go to them and, tell them you're in New York for a week, then, they'll do the effort to meet you. And that was it. And then after that, once I saw them, they saw the product, it comes in, we have this mini fridge that, we can display the product. And so they were just interested in, and then after that, it's a constant, whenever something new happens, we keep them updated. But also there's something that happens, with press that is funny, is that once one magazine starts to speak about you, they pick it up.
Yeah.
Pick it up. So, yeah, for us it's this, but the reality is that the way our business grows for us, it's all word of mouth. So, it's wonderful to have, the recognition from press, because there are so many little, skincare companies, so at least we've been tested by all those journalists, and so there is a legitimacy that comes with being in Vogue, in Elle, and in Style. We had all of them spoke about our products.
Yeah.
But in terms of sales, it's not what moves the sales. What moves the sales is friends telling their friends, listen, I found this skincare. It's just incredible. You should try it. So our business model is that if you're a client of Audacité and you want a friend to try our products, we'll send them a free discovery kit. So it's a beautiful present. It's enough for 10 days of super, skin treatment. And we have a full-time skin coach who will be dedicated to you. So if you have any question about, your skin and how to use the products and what you can do, and our approach is very holistic because that's, where I come from, being a health and wellness coach. It doesn't stop at what you put on your skin, but we always have tips on, how, about nutrition, about exercise, about breathing. So there's a relationship that is so oriented toward a personal relationship that happens between our clients and their skin coach. Okay, I'm having this problem. I mean, we're not doctors, obviously, but, we're all about health and wellness. So there's really something, we add something to just, buying some.
So you try and make it as personal as possible,
Yes.
Foster a relationship with the people.
Yes.
And I noticed that you said that it's driven by word of mouth. So what mediums you have in place to actually, even encourage the people who are currently using your product to invite their friends? Are there rewards for doing that? I'm trying to figure out what system you have for that.
I write a newsletter every once a month, a little more than once a month. Every 3 weeks, I write a newsletter. The newsletter is always very educational. It's I don't know. In January it was how happiness makes you beautiful, and so it was just tips on how to be happier in 2011. So we're not. I'm not going hard sell on the products in my newsletter. I'm always trying to be inspirational to women. This newsletter was how to turn your world from gray to green, was little things we can do every day just to really make a difference. So at the end of each newsletter, there's always, a little placard that says, if you want your friends to try Audacité, just let us know. And so that's what they do. They tell their friends email us or they give us the email. And then we come in contact with the friend and we actually do a skin consultation with them to make sure that we're sending the right products. And then after that, we create a skin regimen for them for 10 days, and we send enough products for them to try it for 10 days.
Okay, and so it's basically, if you want your friends to check out a product, just fill out this information, and then you guys now personally contact the friend. And there's no kind of reward for them doing that. It's just out of their own.
No, because they're so happy to send. It's really a nice present, It's so happy to send, such a nice present. And we're always, close to our clients, rewards, they get it all the time. We send, when we have a new product that comes in, we send free samples. There's always, I think they're really happy with what we do. And also the fact that they have a skin coach that they can talk to, or email anytime also really helps.
And you mentioned something that when you guys initially started, you launched the website, you had a little bit of issues trying to get people to actually get on the website, right? So I'm trying to figure out besides your immediate sphere of influence as friends that you guys were talking to, in regards to getting people to constantly come to the website, what did you guys do? What kind of marketing and promotions or tactics did you guys use to get that to happen?
My business partner is the one who's in charge of the website, so he's, he probably would be better at answering this question. Me, I'm more on the creative part and the formulation part, but we did some Google AdWords, which is kind of, it was finding the word that was not too expensive. Like organic skincare we'll never be able to buy it. It's super expensive. It will be bought by, big companies. But for example, he managed, and I don't know how, when you typed parabens, which is the most widely used preservative in skincare, and it's probably the one that really started the whole thing about, trying to go preservative free. So when you type paraben, you would land on our Audacité page about parabens, not on the products, but you know, it was one of the first things that came up in the search engine. So that got us a lot of things.
Wow.
Yeah, Google AdWords and yeah.
Google out. I mean, I like what he did. He didn't even go after the big names. He went after kind of like the
Yes.
tail end of what other people might be.
Yeah.
Basically, kind of catering to people who are actually researching.
Yes.
Because for someone to know Parabon, obviously they know about
Yes.
organic. They're trying to go organic, hence they know what is causing
Yeah.
the issue. So
Yeah.
I like that. So he was focusing more on the researchers, trying to figure out what terms the researchers who are
Right.
researching for information, what they're looking for, and then building the right kind of landing page so that when they
Right.
get seen the ad on AdWords, they see the landing page that pertains to them, and then I like that. That was a good move. And one question I also had was when you started was you had to find labs to help you guys test the products, create the products, and all that. That whole process itself, how did you go about that? Because the reason I'm asking is because a lot of people want to do physical products and trying to build the infrastructure and the right, to get the right people in each part of the thing. It might be a difficult and overwhelming process. And I'm trying to figure out for you, how did you piece the different people you need to have as part of your team?
Well, I mean, one of the things that for us was the lucky thing is that we're in California, and whenever it comes to organic, I mean, really California is the best place to be. And so there were, a number of labs that were available. There's a lot of labs here in the valley that do skincare. So basically, we just went to different labs, and we interviewed and we told our story, what we wanted to do. I'd say 90% of them thought we were crazy. They were really seriously crazy. They thought, what do you want to do?
Why is that? Because you're trying to deliver freshly made stuff? Or
yeah, because normally the way you work is like you create tons of products. You fill it with all kinds of preservative, and then you have 3 years to market it, basically. What we said, okay, we're going to make very small quantities, and then we're going to sell it fresh, and then we'll make other small quantities. So most of the labs are not equipped to do that, or it's too expensive. It's very intensive, labor intensive. So most of them thought, okay, you guys are just really, really crazy. We don't even want to talk about you. And then we found, the right people that thought, okay, I think this company has the potential to become successful. So they really bet on us. They said, okay, we'll follow you. And we really created a partnership. And it was I mean, we really love them. They're wonderful people.
And well, you also mentioned that you guys have people buying your products from all around the world, 22 countries at this point now. So if they're going to be receiving freshly made products, did you guys have to situate other or find other lab partners around their country?
No, we all ship from California. Everything
okay.
ships from California. It would be too complicated to have different place of manufacture. I mean, maybe in 2, 3, 4 years, I don't know, we'll have to manufacture in another country. But now with UPS or FedEx, it takes not more than 5 days to go anywhere. There are countries where we cannot sell because there's issue with the post office. Like we have a lot of requests from Russia, but Russia, you're never sure it arrives. It doesn't work. Same with Brazil. We can't ship to Brazil because it doesn't arrive. So we just have to, limit ourselves to countries where, we're sure that, the products are going to arrive.
Definitely. And so those countries where they have, I mean, maybe don't release any trade secrets here, but those countries that you're having issues with the postal system, what kind of game plans do you guys have to try and, because you're going to continuously having customers in those countries, so they got to figure out a way to get them stuff. Have you figured out what you plan to do or anything?
It's not a priority right now.
Okay,
for us, the priority is really to keep the quality of what we're doing. We've been approached by a big distributor to distributor d'acité, and we say no because we're not even 2 years yet, so it's really a new company. I think what's happening, we're really a niche brand, and it's not for everybody. It's our clients are people who are really concerned about healthy living, and at the same time want to have efficacy, which is hard in the world of organic skincare because there's a lot of products that are pretty mediocre and don't really give results, because unless the product is fresh, then you don't have any efficacy from the ingredients, right?
Yeah.
So right now we're focusing on boutique. We're not selling into major like Sephora or CVS or big things like this. And so when we work with boutique, we work with anti-aging clinic, we work with dermatologists, we work with green skincare boutique that are high-end. And so what we do in this case, all the products are prepared fresh for those retailers, and then they are refrigerated on site. They come into a nice, refrigerator with glass doors so people can see it.
Okay.
And this way we preserve all the efficacy without having to put any chemicals or preservative in it.
I like that. So you guys went really to the angle of trying to, instead of competing with everybody in the whole game, you try to niche yourself so you can be like a big fish in a small pond. And you also help them, like by going with the boutiques, you have like refrigerated units in there that could keep the content still fresh, I guess.
Right, exactly. So it's really a choice of marketing, not to go huge now, but just to go very, very, find retail partners that really believe in what we do, and just, quality over quantity. And again, we're on really a niche market, and we don't need to please everybody. We just want to have clients that want results and without the toxicity.
Definitely. And one last question before I let you go. When people come into the site and make an order, it has to go through a process of maybe from order to fulfillment and all that. And what I want to do before I let you go is kind of give the listeners who've been listening all to this point kind of like the back office view of the different systems that interact before the client gets the product.
Okay. So to make, just to understand, to make a creme, it takes 3 days, because you have the liquid phase, the oil phase, and then you have the blending phase, and then the product is ready, and then it's bottled. It's micro tested, and then it's bottled, and then it's ready to go. So the way we work is like every beginning of the week, we make a small batch of products. The products are kept refrigerated. So when you actually order on the internet, the product is ready to go. Okay. Because if we had to, wait for the whole 3 days to get it ready. So if you live in California, you have it within 48 hours. And that was one of the key for me, is when I buy on the internet, if I get my products the next day or within 2 days, I'm super happy. So for me, it was, you need to get the products out really quickly. So all the West Coast, 2 days, East Coast, 3 to 4 days, anywhere else in the world within 7 days.
Definitely. And is there a fulfillment center that is you guys partnering with, like an outsourced fulfillment?
Oh, no. It's all fresh from the lab to your door.
What nice.
Yeah.
That's
No,
really good.
we have a big, we have a shipping unit. We have, and again, same thing, super personalized. When you order, our operation manager emails you the tracking number, but it's a personal email with, if you have any question, his phone number, you can call Michael anytime. Should there be any problem, we, intervene immediately when there is, a product that arrives that is, has been dent or broken, we replace it, no question asked immediately. It's like customer service.
And what I get from that too is, even though it's a very personal experience you're giving the users, it still boils down to having the right systems in place, because there are systems that interact with each other during the entire process, and that's how the users at the end of the day, get the product shipped to them.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, especially if we have high-end products. So if you're going to choose to pay this much money, you need to have a good service. You can't just, okay, wait for your order to arrive 10 days or 2 weeks later. It just has to go, quick and have, feel like you have, high-end service.
Definitely. And okay, so my question to all entrepreneurs who I, always get on this show is that, we all busy entrepreneurs. Why haven't take the time to come on here and even do this?
To what? Sorry?
Why even come on here to take the time to even be interviewed by me?
Oh, because it's I love to share my journey. I think it's if I can inspire anybody to follow their dream, because for me it was really I was I just it just happened to me. It just was I thank the universe or whatever we want to call it, but I was faced with a major health challenge, and it taught me that you do not choose what happens to you in your life, but you can always choose how you react to it. And for me, it was by choosing to remove all the toxins from my environment. And by the way, I'm cancer free against all odds, and I'm doing something that I love. And every day I meet passionate people, and like I'm really happy to do that.
That's thanks for that. And for any entrepreneur who's been listening to this who has an idea for a physical product like yours, or maybe whatever kind of physical product, what is that one thing you want to tell them that maybe we've not covered so far during this interview that will get them started, I guess?
I would say find the good partner, because you need to be. It takes two. Romain and I, we don't have to finish our sentence when we speak to each other. We're just so connected, and I think for me it's the key. I could not have done it without him, because it's about sharing ideas and brainstorming all the time, and changing a little bit if you think it's not working, and finding ideas and this, and love what you do, because it takes it takes all your day, all your life. So you have to find something that you're happy to wake up to, because otherwise it's just not going to work.
Thanks very much, Valerie, for doing the interview. I appreciate it.
And thank you to you.
And I even forgot. How best can my community members listen to this so far? How best can they get a hold of you?
How best?
Yes.
Valerie@audacité.com is my email. So they can always email me, and if they don't remember, just go on the website, send to contact@audacité, saying that they heard your show and they want to speak to me. Very easy.
And ladies, and as well as guys who is listening to this, if you want to check out the product, go ahead, buy it out, and let us know what you think. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed today's interview. And before you go, I want you to do me a favor. I'm trying to build my community of entrepreneurs who find my content useful on Facebook, so we can engage, have discussions live right there on Facebook. And to get to my page on Facebook, you go to www.facebook.com/HYVASSISTANT. And again, it's www.com. What am I saying? No, it's www.facebook.com/HYVASSISTANT. And when you get there, what you're gonna do is look for the a button that says like, and you click on that button, and then basically you become a fan of the page. It's that simple. You don't even have to leave me your email. Just click on the button that says like. And again, the page to go to is www.facebook.com/HYVASSISTANT. And that stands for HYVAssistant. Real easy. I look forward to seeing you on Facebook. Have a great day.